So let's have some fun and discuss how to scale your audiences. And we're going to take a look at two things, because you want to scale your audiences horizontally and vertically. Let's first discuss the horizontal scale. I'm in an account right here, and we have a bunch of Magic's audiences, and we can already see some of them doing very, very great, right? We have 3.6 ROS, 3.6 again, 3.3, amazing ROS results. So how to improve this now? There are now two ways of scaling that we have seen work over and over again. The one way is the conventional, let's scale the ad set budgets right away by like 20%, right? You take a look at the quantity of purchases and the ROS, and then make the decision if you want to scale it by the 5%, 10%, or 20%, and then just keep on rolling. But one big thing, we have ran the tests, and 2 out of 3 ad sets lose in performances once we touch the budget of the ad set. Why is that? If you have an ad set with, let's say, 1 million in the target audience, you never ever reach all those 1 million people. You only speak to a small segment of those 1 million. If you now change the budget of the ad set, it essentially means that you are speaking to a different segment within that audience. Why? Because also your bidding is changing. And it might be that this segment you're now addressing is just not going to drive the same results as the previous segment did. Okay? So this is why we actually moved away from the 20% scaling rule. Still tested, every account is different, but we moved away from this. And we now use the duplication method. Now, just as an example, we have these audiences here driving amazing results. We take a look at the ROS and the number of purchases they have generated. That basically means that the ROS performances are consistent. It's not just a lucky shot. And then we duplicate the ad set straight inside Facebook, and we scale up the budgets. If the ROS performances are, let's say, 100% above the goal ROS, we also scale the budgets by around 100% and keep them running. And now you have 2 ad sets going into this evolutionary fight, survival for the fittest, all right? And the big thing is, you still have the old one, which keeps on driving performances, which is financing the testing of the new ad set. So you have very low risk when it comes to scaling. And then it's survival of the fittest. One of them is going to continuously drive great results. You turn off the old one, or keep on running the other one, okay? Duplication strategy to horizontally scale your ad set budgets. Next move, go back into Magic's and scale horizontally, okay? Not vertically, but horizontally. And just to give you a little bit of an example here, for instance, we have audiences like infrequent silver value customers, lookalike of 1%, 60 days, driving some amazing results. Now we can go back into Magic's, find the same audience again, infrequent silver value customers, and launch the same audience but at a different recency. Let's launch it at 30 days. Let's launch it at 2% and 60 days. Okay? Let's figure out with a breakdown here by country, let's figure out which of these countries is performing the best, and then only build the same audience for the highest performing countries. Really build out your real estate, because if you've watched the first video about how to build up your whole strategy, we have asked these macro questions. Now let's execute on the answers. Let's scale the budget of the ad set that works, and let's scale the formula, let's scale the approach that's working well, by launching different recencies, different percentage, isolating the high-performing countries, and maybe even high-performing gender, okay? Really do your isolation work, build out the real estate. This is how you're continuously gonna scale. And then you have this full pipeline of a bunch of audiences, the automation tactics firing on top of things, shifting the budgets to where the performances are actually being generated, and you're basically gonna scale up massively. So this is how we recommend scaling, how to continuously move forward with Magic's. Stay on this, all right? Keep on scaling. If you should have any questions, always reach out to our support team, and we're gonna be there to help you. Happy scaling and all the best.